startup guy, and I was a senior executive at two small companies that went public. Was a venture-backed startup, ran a venture-backed startup that had a successful exit, and come from a real estate family, owning commercial real estate, so I understand the problem that we're solving, and you'll learn about it in a minute from both sides of the fence. I've self-funded the company to get to minimum viable product and first revenue, $350,000 of hard capital out of my own pocket. EchoVolt's goal is to make the solar business work a lot like the cell tower business. For those of you who are not familiar with the cell tower business, those are companies that rent rooftops, install some equipment up there, and run a little mini business. It turns out that renting rooftops is a proven model for massive scale deployments. The top cell tower company, American Tower, is a $50 billion market cap company. Number two in the industry is a $30 billion market cap company. You can actually make a lot of money renting roofs. There gets an awful lot of them. And renting roofs is specifically what we do. What we do is we rent rooftops that are unused from commercial and apartment landlords. We install solar, and then we sell electricity to those tenants who opt in. That allows us to pay a percentage rent, a percentage of our gross sales, to the landlord. We grow every customer or landlord's building value by $20 for every dollar of roof rent that we pay them. So they have a direct incentive, not just a cash incentive, to install, to work with us, let us lease the roof. And we don't use our venture capital for the solar panels. Dedicated solar panel capital is used for that. Your capital only goes into the operating company. So to date, we have 6 rooftops live and under construction from small family offices, solar panel capital that we've raised. We are in our pipeline, about 12 more properties, 6 owners, 2,000 tenants, apartment or commercial tenants. Interestingly, we have a strong pipeline of condominiums. We found one of the only ways to finance solar for condominium associations. And if you actually Google, don't do it now, but solar for condos, we organically come up 1, 2, or 3. And so that turns out to be an organic source of pipeline. Companies like SolarCity have done a great job of creating awareness for solar. They've even penetrated some of the verticals like residential or single owner-occupied buildings. But multi-tenant real estate, where there's a separate owner and a tenant who pays their utility bill, near zero penetration in that vertical. There are about 19 million of those kinds of properties in the US, 4 million in California alone. And the reason you don't see solar in those kinds of properties or any sort of rooftop electricity system is if I'm a landlord, why in the world would I spend money, if I'm Waypoint, why would I spend money for a solar electric system when it's the tenants who have the electricity bills? So there's been a misalignment of incentives, but by paying the landlord roof rent, we now give them an incentive. We're the first business model that makes sense from the landlord's perspective. In fact, we changed the solar paradigm in 3 important ways. We pay rent, so the landlord has a reason to want solar. They want us to be their tenant. Second, we run a mini utility on the roof. What that means is we go sign up the tenants. We build and operate a system based on those that opt in. We invoice those tenants for their electricity allocation every month. We collect the money from those tenants, pay the solar panel investors, and pay the rent to the roof rent to the owner. If any unit goes vacant, we reallocate the electricity that would have gone to that vacant unit to the other units that have opted in, so that every electron gets sold. So we're running a mini utility, and we just offer a turnkey system, no fuss, no muss for the landlord, just added rent. And then thirdly, we price electricity at a discount to local utility rates, just like the utility prices per kilowatt hour, just cheaper. You may be surprised to know that if you're a solar customer looking at a commercial building customer looking at solar, solar is priced as a capital improvement to your building on an interest rate formula, not on a discount or a savings formula. And so there's no guarantee of savings with the traditional commercial solar sale. We're not, from a competitive point of view, from our customers' point of view, we don't really look like a solar provider because we're not selling capital improvements to a building. We're selling the electricity that the capital improvements provide. So that makes us compete more as a competitive electricity supplier, not as a capital improvement vendor to your building. And just like other competitive electricity suppliers are not wedded to any one technology, we happen to use solar because it's the least expensive way to deliver electrons. The future, as technology changes, we'll expand our portfolio. Batteries or microgrids or other technology provides additional income opportunities. Unlike even competitive energy suppliers, though, we have a very scalable sales model. Instead of selling, one customer gets us one utility account, because we're selling to multi-tenant buildings, one customer gets us many utility accounts, potentially hundreds, some part of a building. The way we make money is we earn a piece of the electricity every kilowatt hour we deliver. We're at about 1.5 cents per kilowatt hour. In addition, from the solar panel capital, we earn a small developer fee paid out of the cost of construction, and we get a back-end profit interest after the preferred return has been covered. We sell directly to large portfolio owners of property. The nice thing about real estate is it's owned by families or family offices or pension funds or endowments or real estate private equity funds. And there, when you make one sale, you get many buildings, not just one building. And so that's a direct sale for us. But for the one-off buildings in our growing condominium channel, we sell through local installers. Every local installer has a pipeline of people who organically call them because they're an HOA member and they want solar on their condo, or they're an apartment dweller and they want, or they're own a building. But then they find there's no real solution for the landlord. We solve that problem for the installer, and we look like to them like a type of financing that allows them to penetrate a new part of their market. As I said, we're very scalable. If you looked at a traditional kind of rooftop sale, according to Sunrun, they make $14,000 customer lifetime value. When we make one sale to a multi-tenant property, 20-unit property, about $84,000 of customer lifetime value. If you look at a private equity fund in our pipeline, that has 9 properties, each of them apartment complexes, that has potential for 7.4 million customer lifetime value, one sale. And so it's a very scalable business, almost 500 times sales opportunity for the same sales effort, or slightly bit, similar sales effort. We have an experienced team of people with solar marketing, solar engineering, with utility, with real estate experience. If you look at the logos, you'll see kind of very relevant and well-known companies. We're raising $1.5 million on safe financing with a 25% discount to the next round. That will allow us to get to 50 rooftops backlog over, since we've rent roofs for 20 years, we end up with kind of, we look like we have a recurring revenue stream, about 28 million of recurring revenue backlog. We expect to go public or to have an exit of some sort in 5 to 7 years, with 30,000 rooftops under operation. If you were to value us at a multiple for a cell tower company or for a solar company, that means we would be a multi-billion-dollar exit. There are many logical acquirers for us. If you look at the solar companies or the cell tower companies, we offer them a new product line. If you look at the utility companies, they're in the business of selling electricity per kilowatt hour, which is what we do. They may just want to buy our installations of our little mini utilities. I'd love to answer questions, and I appreciate the chance to present.
Good. We at Credit Forum, we want to give resources where we can.
Yes.
Okay? So Tesla is now a tenant of mine, fortunately. I
They
think
should be paying you rent.
Well, this is an issue here, because we have 1 million square feet, 6 of us own it, in Lathrop, California. I think I've heard you, I've mentioned before. Well, now it's 10-year lease, and I'm down to Kraft Heinz, but Tesla is taking now parking all around. They want to have 3,000 cars. Those cars are going to need electricity.
Right.
So let's refer you to our building, and let's see if we can do some business.
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
We're looking for value-added investors.
Well, yeah, but we want to, we want to use your product.
No, I understand. Yeah.
So, you've been doing this for the last 3 days, right next to Waypoint Residential. Where are they? And I'm wondering, have you sold them yet? And why not?
Well, yeah, no, it's a great question. I always thought they were Waypoint Homes until I walked in just now and saw that they're actually Waypoint. So I walked out of there and asked them, so you're not Waypoint Homes, you do multi-tenant. They're not right now west of the Mississippi. And so right now, we're not in a position where we could do business together. So in the 3 minutes when they were out getting diligenced by you, I didn't get a chance to sell them, but
So that's why they didn't get to come back in so soon, because you were out selling them.
Right, exactly. But